Now that I actually turned the mic on for once, I've gotten a few requests about what it's like to be a type 1 diabetic and be pregnant, and also what it's like to go through labor and delivery as a type 1 diabetic. So here's my video about that. First thing you need to know, if you are not already pregnant and you're type 1 diabetic and you're planning on becoming pregnant, the most important thing to do is get your A1C under control. Now, under control would be 6 and under. This will help you your entire pregnancy. If your A1C is good before you get pregnant, it will make your pregnancy a lot easier. If you are already pregnant, then congratulations, first of all. Just work on getting your blood sugars under control. That's all there is to it. I make it seem like that's super easy. That's a lot harder to do than people think. What I was told was having type 1 diabetes is the hardest high-risk pregnancy to have. Don't blame yourself for not being able to control your blood sugars. We're trying to control something that's literally impossible to control. You should know that your blood sugars will increasingly be more difficult to control, and you'll eventually need at least 2 times the amount of insulin that you were taking prior to becoming pregnant. Now at around 30 weeks, your blood sugars will be absolutely impossible to control, and they will constantly be high. Don't freak out about it. This is when a lot of doctors see an increase in birth weight for infants. Just kind of expect that and don't give yourself a hard time. I gave myself a really hard time when I saw her going from the 50th percentile to like 75 and then 90. Throughout my entire pregnancy, I saw high-risk OBGYN, and I would go every 2 weeks to have either the heart rate monitored or an ultrasound to see how the baby was doing. So I constantly knew that the baby was okay, which is really good, and I have a ton of ultrasound pictures. When you're 30 weeks pregnant, you'll have to go to the doctor twice a week. Now on to labor and delivery. What is labor and delivery like? Most hospitals will immediately take you off your pump and put you on an insulin drip. My hospital luckily let me keep my pump on for a long time. Basically until I started pushing, they let me keep my pump. This being said, if your hospital does let you keep your pump, bring all your supplies. I would bring all your supplies anyways. Bring low blood supplies. Nurses are busy and you ring the call button and it takes them a good time to come and get things to you, so you want to have like snacks and stuff just in case. One thing I didn't like about the hospital is that they don't consider you to be low blood sugar until you are under 60. For me, at least, I don't know how it is for everyone, but for me, I start feeling low blood sugar at 75, and 60, I'm feeling pretty shaky at that point, and under 60, I'm really shaky. So they wouldn't give me anything until I was under 60. That's why I'm glad I brought my own stuff. They want your blood sugar very controlled throughout the whole labor, delivery and recovery process. If you are put on an insulin drip immediately, what they do is they take you off all your supplies and then they put you on an insulin drip. They will monitor your blood sugars once every hour. Now they say they do it once every hour, but they're not very good with doing it once every hour. If you feel low blood or high blood, I would recommend just checking your own blood and then calling the nurse and telling them what you feel, and they'll probably recheck your blood sugar for you. During labor, you can't eat anything, so you get low blood sugar a lot. If you're on an insulin drip, they will put glucose in the drip, and then you get high blood sugar and they have to put more insulin. So it's really hard to control your blood sugar with the insulin drips. That's my baby. All right, we're gonna do this with her. Once you are actively pushing, they're gonna monitor your blood sugar fairly well, and they're gonna put you on an insulin drip, and they will definitely check your blood sugar once every hour. But if you feel low blood sugar, which you might because it's a lot of exercise, definitely check or ask to be checked. Once the baby is out, your insulin requirements will drop by 50%. You will most likely still be on an insulin drip though, so they won't be able to monitor how much they're giving you. After you deliver your baby, you're allowed to eat. And eating on an insulin drip is ridiculous. So what you do is you eat and then you get high blood sugar, and then they give you more insulin. She's sleepy. And then they give you more insulin, and then you get low blood sugar, so they give you glucose. It's very up and down. It's not very controlled, so I hated being on the insulin drip. You will be on that probably for another day. depending on if you had a cesarean or not. So once you are put back on your pump, they'll most likely have someone from endocrinology come over and adjust your settings. They'll probably just cut them in half, and when they do cut them in half, you often get low blood sugar still, so they'll have to adjust it a few times. You're stealing my spotlight. You're too cute. What they're really concerned with type 1 diabetics is having a really heavy baby or a big baby or a stillbirth. So those are the two things that they're worried the most about. I've seen people with A1Cs of 5s their entire pregnancy, and they had 10-pound babies. And then I've seen people with that had like 8 or 9 A1Cs. Their babies were like 6 pounds. So for breastfeeding, when you breastfeed, you'll need to eat 15 grams of carbs or else you'll get low blood sugar. Yeah, I know, it's great. My blood sugar kind of stopped doing that after a while. I didn't have to eat anymore. So that's what breastfeeding, pregnancy, and labor and delivery is like when you are a type 1 diabetic. If you have any questions or comments, you can leave them down below, or if you have any more suggestions for videos, please feel free to leave those down below as well. Follow me on all my social medias, they'll be linked below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video. And we will see you next time. Bye guys, thanks for watching. Say bye.